Anichka here for the official Hip Hop Camp news with Doc Savage. What up, what up?
What up, what up, what up? This is Exile, Joe Haas. This is Choosy. He ain't from Dag Savage, but he's from Dirty Science Crew, you know. So we all rocking together. Choosy. Yep.
You performed yesterday, is that right?
Yeah.
How was the show?
That was amazing. It was a dope show. It was really fresh. We were just doing, I was doing my live NPC. These dudes were rocking the mic. Choosy was killing it, and the crowd was really open and live, and it was just some real hip hop shit in a hangar of all places, you know, which is fresh, yeah.
Okay, we're gonna take it a little bit back, and I wanna, pass the mic. I just wanna know, where was the first time that you encountered hip hop, like when it hit you, like, this is hip hop, this is what I wanna do?
The first place I ever seen hip hop pretty much was like at the roller skating rinks with like break dancers and DJs and cats playing like Debbie Deb or Planet Rock, Africa Bambaataa, and just from seeing the b-boys, and I was just amazed by the music, and eventually I learned how to do it myself and kept on following the art until I learned how to make tape loops myself with two tape decks and one turntable. From there, a push button sampler to an MPC and 4 tracks until we pressed up records. Me and Aloe Black actually used to have a group together. He was an MC back then, Eminon, and just kept it going, and until I met Blue, did the Blue and Exile work, up until meeting Joe Haas, Dag Savage, Choosy. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I want to say the first time I saw the LL Cool J video, I'm Bad. Right. And then from there on, I was like, yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to rap. And then like maybe a few years later, my mom's, she bought me like my first vinyl. She used to only buy me like hip hop that didn't have cursing, you know what I'm saying? So she was like, I think, so she bought me the Public Enemy Yo Bum Rush the Show. She bought me that one, and I was kind of into it. But then the next week, I was like, yo, I think this one is older, Moms. Go get me the other one. So she bought It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back. And from then on, I wish my mom was here. She would tell you I was writing raps then. And so just from that point, from LL Cool, I want to say from I'm Bad video to the first 2 Public Enemy albums is what kind of like sparked me off trying to be a rapper like as a little ass kid. And from then on, I just kept writing. I was always the youngest dude rapping like in my area, you know what I mean? So from then on, I was just known as Joe Haas. Yo, that's the Joe Haas, the rap dude, you know what I mean? So that's why I never really had a rap name, because my motherfuckers be like, yo, Joe Haas, the rap dude. So if I try to be like MC Gladiator or something like that, they be like, yo, that's Joe Haas, man.
His real name is Joe Haas.
Yeah.
He sounds like an MC.
Yeah, it looked like, oh, he's, so I just kept the shit like that, man. But LL, big up LL, I'm Bad, man.
Mine mostly started off like just breakdancing. People in my neighborhood were just like breaking, and gravitated to it. And I was a little kid as well, just breakdancing. And then from then, my older cousin, started making me tapes. And he would make like real cassette mixtapes, and then he would just put like group home and shit on there, and like a lot of Pete Rock and shit. And I was like, listen to what was on the radio, but then also just like I liked the tapes more. And I was already breaking, and that shit would fit better for breaking versus what was on the radio. Then after that, I started like graffiti writing, and then like just like like eight years old, like trying to hang with the older kids, like doing what they did. And then eventually, I was a fan first, and then I just started making beats, because I obviously gravitated to the beats more as a breaker. Then I started making beats, and then like in high school, I think I wrote like one song my senior year or something like that. And then when I got out of high school, I was like, fuck it, let me just keep rapping, And then that's what brought me up here. Yeah, that's it pretty much.
It's smoky out here, man. That's why.
So as Dag Savage, what is your creative process? How do you make this collab, like producer, rapper? Do you have anything?
Yeah, we basically just listen to beats that I make, and come up with concepts with each other, what we think what type of song would be dope over this beat. And sometimes he'll come up with a hook, or I'll come up with a hook, or and yeah, just try to make the best music possible, you know, and basically that I would say.
Yeah, and like with Exile, we record like a lot of songs, and it would be like we might have 3 versions of one song, you know what I mean, and then we'll pick like the best versions, you know, and it's just a continuous process till we're satisfied. But with Exile, man, he's like the drill sergeant, man. You be like, you might do one song, you be like, yo, that's just ill, and then we'll redo it. We might redo it 5 times and then go back to the first time we did it. But that's how you get the perfect shit, you know what I mean? Yeah, you know, don't act. You say every once in a while. I want to say 90%. Nah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. You have out 2 projects. 3. Oh, yeah, 3. So what's next? Do you have a name?
Well, speaking for Johas, we're working on a mixtape, and then he's going to be doing a new album, a solo record with a real dope producer. We should keep it on. We'll keep it on the wraps for right now. Okay. Another cat, but and me, I'm working on an album with Choosy here. Okay. So a Choosy and Exile project, and you know I'm still working with Blue, and me and Aloe Black got an album coming out. So you know, yeah, just staying busy. Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Question to the MCs here. Do you remember your first lyric that you wrote? What was it about?
Okay, like I say, it's back to LL Cool J. I just remember the only line I remember is I tell LL Cool J to give me my Kango back. You know what I'm saying? Now, because that's how back in them days you would write a battle rap to your favorite rapper. You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay. So that's why that's the only line I remember, you know, but that was like my first rap. I remember that. And then like, I remember one time my mom, she found like my notebook of raps and she didn't believe it was me. You know what I'm saying? She didn't believe it was me rapping or whatever. And this was like 8, 9 years old. So yeah, that was my first line. I tell LL Cool J, give me my Kango back. You know what I mean?
I don't really remember my first one, and I'm kind of glad. But I remember I had a song called According to Society, and it was like super deep. And yeah, it was deep. It was like just a reflection of, I mean, it was deep, like it's called According to Society, you know what I mean, in America. So the first lines was like, who's on top of democracy? We're only taught to make jump shots or mock MCs. Now either that or make, what'd I say? Either that or run track at mock speed. You know what I mean? So it was just saying, like, you know, coming up as a minority, like weighing out your options according to society. And then I elaborate more, you know? So that's like my first, like, shit I remember. I'm telling you, I was a fan first, so I soaked in shit from, like, Big Daddy Kane to on some, like, you know, Asiatic shit to, like, all fucking EPMD. Everybody was, like, pro-black. So my first rhyme was, like, I'm not about to come out and say, like, ABC. You feel me? I was like, so I can't really give you my very first one. I don't really know that one. Yeah.
So growing up in and with hip hop, how do you feel about the evolution of rap to this like global phenomenon? We're here in the Czech Republic. You know, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, you know, well, I come from the era, you know, pre-internet. You know, so back in the day, it was like there was no internet. It was a tape cassette, and somebody would get like an ill underground tape cassette, and they'd be like, "Yo, let me, you know, listen to this," and then you'd make them a dub, and you know, then that person would give it to the next person, and it'd be like, you know, there'd be hiss on it. It wouldn't be like as good quality, but you know, that was almost part of it, like how exclusive it was, you know. But tape, you know, instead of the internet, it would travel through like dubs or like, you know, I guess, you know, it was just a little different. Like music was a lot more exclusive and styles were more like regional, like where now every style is exposed all at once and there's no nothing's really exclusive because all music is just available. So, which creates a problem because everybody is, you know, just kind of trends on what's hot, you know. That's why you have people nowadays that's why trap music is like, you know, all over the globe, you know, and which, you know, I think it's important to maintain diversity. That's what made hip hop tight. Like you had on the East Coast, you had, you know, like Mobb Deep or the Wu-Tang Clan. On the West, you had like DJ Quick, you know, Compton's Most Wanted, NWA. Down South, you know, you had UGK or like, you know, DJ Screw. And it's like you had your styles that were special for each area. And so that's definitely the difference between hip hop music back then and to today, you know. And yeah, but I think it's important for new hip hop cats to really understand how things were, and you know, if they're able to make something original to where they are from these days without having what's really popping be an influence for what they're making, I think that's important, and hopefully that doesn't get lost, you know, as time goes on.
Yeah, like kind of just building on what Exile was saying, like it was a time before YouTube to where like you had to wait every Saturday to see the new video. Like Yo MTV Raps, you couldn't watch unless you taped it on VHS, you couldn't watch your favorite video 100 times in a row. It was like an event, like, oh shit, I wonder what new video is gonna drop on Saturday morning. So you know what I'm saying? So it made it kind of like something to look forward to, you know what I mean? But on the other end, I do respect the evolution where it's spread it worldwide, and you know, like anywhere you go in the world, like here, anywhere you go in the world, people are doing hip hop music, and that's a good thing. But like you know, like I want to be able to close my eyes and hear an MC open up his mouth, like, yeah, I know where he's from, or I know where this guy's from. You know what I mean? So that's the, I guess, like the gift and the curse that now, yo, you could just skip paying dues and everything and just put out your shit without critique or nothing like that. Like we came from like, yo, you battle, you get booed off the stage, and then you come back and start killing and kill some more, as opposed to like, shit, man, like it's out now, fuck it, man, everybody, you know what I mean? You skip the paying dues part, but like I say, it's a gift and a curse, but at the same time, it has more people doing it and it's more accessible. You know what I mean? Like if you want to listen to Dag Savage, you could just play that shit 50 times in a row and it's no problem. You know what I mean? So that's really it. I love it all, man. I love it all. I just, like I say, like I just missed the part of like where shit was like we did it and y'all didn't do it. You know what I mean? We rap and y'all didn't rap. Like, okay, y'all toy. You guys are the toy. We good. You know what I mean? Now the toys is rapping too. You know what I mean? So that's really it. That's really it.
Mostly I just feel like I identify with both what Exile and Joe said. I think it's now harder to tell, obviously, what region you're from. And with that fact, we got to go from there and then take it a little bit further. I believe in evolution of music in general, and I don't think it's going anywhere. I think we need to pay more attention to the nuances of shit that's going on in music. There's a lot of subtle things to where, like, yeah, let's say I'm from this coast. Now more than ever, lyrics matter more because you got to let it be known that you're from this coast, because the sound is going to be a blend. If you're working with other producers, you're not really, sonically, it's going to be hard to identify unless you're that eclectic. So I think more than ever, we got to pay attention to the details. And people are listening to lyrics more than ever, I feel like, nowadays. It's more, I mean, it went from a phase of lyrics to image. I think it's back to lyrics again. So listen to, I mean, it's going to be hard to sonically tell where we're from, but if you listen to the lyrics, I think it's important to rap where you're from and make it specific, like streets, and doesn't even, you know, just let your hood be known pretty much. And I think it's going to keep evolving, so I think it's like sink or swim. If you adapt to it, you adapt to it, and if not, you're just going to get left in the dust. So that's all it is, evolution and adapt.
Hey, I just wanted to add, one thing I do love is that you could skip the middleman as well, though. You don't even need like a major label to do your shit. You could just pop, you know what I mean? Like you could put in you could just roll up your sleeves and get that shit going. That's all I wanted to say right there.
Just a quick thing to add to that, but at the same time, I feel that now like independent artists have to be like a promoter, a graphic designer, you know, a social media expert, you know, like he's like tough that way. So that's just my 2 cents. Okay.